masked man, broken in a way that now threatened the safety of the entire family.
It was exactly 7 p.m. when all of a sudden there was an end of the roar of storm and sea. Glancing across the table, I noticed a white-veiled form standing on the threshold of my door, facing me. With my mouth still full of food, I continued eating, too amazed to do anything else. At first I thought my eyes deceived me, but the apparition stood there, all right. After looking a second and a third time, there could be no doubt about its reality. It was a woman, about my own size, and I noted the rich, black hair unrolling over her shoulders, showing through the veils so long it reached down to her knees. Even through the veil, I could see dark eyes which fixedly stared at me. I also noticed that the light from out in the hall faintly showed through her form. A tremble of supreme joy and anxiety shook my frame. There she was at last, the apparition of Castle Kozel, the promised bride.
His odd social life, Carl managed to keep Elena for himself.
I cannot possibly describe the upsurge of a divine happiness such as I had never experienced before. There was a melting together in divine bliss. It was as if my feet went off the ground and she and I were floating in space. My old sorrows of having my sick girl in what practically was a railroad station came back with a vengeance. Not with malicious intent, but from sheer curiosity to witness all this strange apparatus I had brought and how it worked. Relatives, friends, neighbors in droves gathered around the sickbed. I rinsed her body and also the inside of the coffin thoroughly, but I used phenol solution this time for disinfecting and to remove the last traces of odor. After that, I dried her entire body, drained the coffin, and sponged it clean and dry. Then, kissing her dry lips and breathing deeply into her lungs until her bosom rose, I unpacked her bridal gown and covered her body with it. I draped her with the silk veil and adorned her head and hair with a golden crown. She looked so wonderful now, I could not resist. The wondrous spell and trembling with burning love, I sank gently into the coffin to her and kissed her as if she were alive. Elena, darling, we are all alone in this world, you and I and our God, and that we are happy and contented. I will be going with you too. Let us stay together. Wherever you go, there no further discharge was visible. I am sure that if you died, I'll take you in my arms. Her nostrils, the good Lord, were sealed with cotton, but her ears were now open. With the greatest care, I now detached the uppermost layers, which were overgrown and eaten up with slimy molds. I then got a large bucket and deposited rags into it until it was filled. Carefully, peeling off all pieces around the head, face, and chest first, I found that many pieces had become glued to the skin. Fresh red blood. All the body was still veins not hurt easily. There was no regular cemented to soak in touching being, as its sound might injure her delicate skin. Then a pause, which I wanted to keep intact. Then a sound of flowing again. The bucket, some kind of irregular flutter in between. It had to be removed from all parts of America. Was overpowering foreign countries. Then hundreds of letters and soaps and showers went to all places and services were ragged. Not some idle curiosity. My experiments in resurrecting heart. In their eyes, I had not committed. Too often my work was gradually disturbed. Faith was like circumstances beyond my control. I decided that it was my duty in body to answer comprehensively now thousands of questions I had asked in connection with my life and my love for Elena.
I've gotta take a little time to think things over. Between the lines, in case I need it when I'm older. mountain I must climb. Feels like the world upon my shoulder. Through the clouds I see love shine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I've traveled so far to change this lonely life.
Sure squiggly, isn't it? It really wanders all over, doesn't it? Yeah, where do you put this guy usually? I clip it to that clip up there.
In their eyes, I had not committed a crime. Gradually, faith recovered and hope returned into my heart. I decided that it was my duty to answer comprehensively those thousands of questions I had been asked in connection with my life and my love for Elena. Also, fresh red blood had leaked from the veins on her legs, which had to be cemented with silken patches. The body of the girl dissolved in my arms.
I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me.
It was exactly 7 p.m. when all of a sudden there was an end of the roar of a storm and sea. Glancing across the table, I noticed a white-veiled form standing on the threshold of my door facing me. With my mouth still full of food, I continued eating, too amazed to do anything else. At first I thought my eyes deceived me, but the apparition stood there, all right. After looking a second and a third time, there could be no doubt about its reality. It was a woman, about my own size, and I noted the rich, black hair unrolling over her shoulders, showing through the veils so long it reached down to her knees. Admittedly, my experiments in resurrecting Elena were partly successful. Too often my work was interrupted and disturbed by outside circumstances beyond my control. But I'm not giving up.
I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me.
Body.
I wanna feel what love
There was no regular heartbeat, but there was a sound. The body was still
I know you can show me.
the sound of Elena's body. Some true enough right now in trouble.
I wanna know what love
Also, fresh red blood
is.
from the veins on her legs, which had to be cemented with silken patches.
I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show
On incredible flyweight. That's
Parts of America, foreign countries, hundreds of letters poured in and thousands of visitors came to see me, not from idle curiosity, but from humane sympathy. Even through the veil, I could see dark eyes which fixedly stared at me. I also noticed that the light from out in the hall faintly showed through her form. A tremble of supreme joy and anxiety shook my frame. I cannot possibly describe the upsurge of divine happiness, such as I had never experienced before. There was a melting together in divine bliss. It was as if my feet went off the ground and she and I were floating in space.